Hello and welcome to a new video. Today we're gonna take a look at the #1 team on PvPoke. The team's changed again, and honestly this team is amazing. Like, this team is so strong. I am super close to Legend now. Thanks to this team, I went 11-2 with this team, which is quite ridiculous if you think about it, and I didn't even play perfectly well, and I had lag, frame drops, whatever, what everybody has right now, so it was honestly such a good and strong team to run. I would really recommend you to run it, and yes, I know it is not a most creative team or anything like this, but it's just a very good team to climb. So if you want to climb up some ranks, feel free to play this team, but also feel free to leave a like and subscribe if you have not already, or would really appreciate it. As you can see here, the power of normal Gligar. Actually very confusing that normal Gligar is on this team, because usually Shadow Gligar is kind of considered way better, in general for the Go Battle League. We're going to have the Skarmory, which is honestly such a ridiculous Pokemon. There's just one issue with this team, which I feel like is kinda maybe something that can be a little bit of a trickier one, which is going to be other Mud Boys. Other Mud Boys can be quite tricky. It's not like that's like an instant loss or anything like this. Definitely don't get me wrong there. It's a very neutral matchup, but it's definitely something that is not as easy to play against, especially if they're gonna get all the entire time attack drops against you. That is always kinda not so nice. But yeah, we're going to let the next move go through here as well. It's going to be just a Mud Bomb, I think, at this point. It is. We can still survive. We can still go for another Awkward Tail. They swap actually into their Ninetales, which is a smart move by the opponent. As now my energy is gonna be all gone, and now it's down to our Skarmory to win it all. Brave Bird coming through, winning the battle. We can move on to the next opponent. But yeah, Mud Boys can be a little bit of an issue here, because we have a lead that's weak to them. We're going to have a Sasop that's weak to them. And so, as you're gonna see here, Whiscash in the lead is not ideal. Not ideal at all. We can try to go for Brave Bird. We can try to go ahead and, yeah, we actually go straight for the Brave Bird here, which is kind of cool. We kind of want to take a move here for sure from the opponent first, because this is going to allow us to, if we're gonna like get a debuff or whatever, we're gonna take it on the Skarmory and sub out afterwards. But also, we're gonna take neutral damage on not super effective damage, which is definitely going to be better for us. In comes the dig from our Gligar here, purified version of it as well. Fun fact about this one, I actually built this to scrim with my brother for like a tournament, but then we actually never did battles, and so I'd never used this Pokemon really before. I think I did one video before with it, and so kind of nice to get some usage out of the normal variant of this Pokemon again, because again, as said before, Shadow variant of Gligar is definitely way better than the current meta, allowing you to just have more neutral play, and like that's something that as well I kind of want to tackle in a video, which most people will not enjoy, to be fair, in the future, where I'm going to talk about potential nerfs, because I feel like in the current time, like I'm going to say it in the video then as well here, we can actually swap out, which is kind of nice for us, because now we can go for the double Awkward Tail, hopefully, in time, which would be very important. Let's see if we can get there. I think we should be able to. I think they need still one more fast move, but yeah, it's currently important to get the nerfs onto the Pokemon that are currently extremely overpowered in the meta. I'm gonna have a separate video towards it anyway, but like it is needed at the current time. I know a lot of people don't like to talk about nerfs or like think about nerfs, but nerfs are very important also to just balance the meta game. But yeah, again, there's going to be a separate video towards it eventually, so definitely stay tuned for that. Oh, look at this horrible lead for us. We can swap out. This player, by the way, played this game very, very well, and I kind of want you to take a look at this one. Without trying to spoiler who wins this battle, but like still, we're going to see here the shield coming up from the opponent, totally fine for us. We can retaliate with our own shield against the opponent's Stone Edge. Fine by me, as we are gonna try to go for another dig. This is going to be able to connect and do some nice damage against them. In comes Tropius. We have some frame drops here again as well, and I did not really know how to play this game now, and I decided to go ahead and do like the worst thing possible. I should go for an aerial ace here, which I didn't, and the opponent can just go for their own charge move. I would have won CMP tie, would have won a shield or switch advantage. Both of them would have instantly won me the game, but now I can have to play around it, and so I swap out into my Skarmory, go for the full farmland. I can still go for like a Leaf Blade, cool, double resisted damage. Does like nothing against the Skarmory, and that's why Skarmory is so broken, by the way, currently as well, and that's why I think Steel Wing is going to get a nerf next season. It's just like too good. But here, look at the opponent. They predicted me swapping out into my Wanna Mud Boy, and they swapped out Victory Bell into my Skarmory. And they had like a Bastion there. Like, that was so smart and so cool. I saw that before. Like, it's not like something that like the first time ever happened or whatever. I've seen this before, that someone made this play and actually won a battle because of this. But still, very cool. Congrats to the opponent there. Great play, fun one there for sure. But it does not help them. It does not help them. We're still going to be able to win this battle because Skarmory is just too broken. Not gonna lie, like this Pokemon is so ridiculously overpowered. We're going to be able to go for that Brave Bird, say goodbye to the opponent. We can move on to the next one. Still, again, like as I said before as well, I didn't really want to spoil the outcome for that game there, but yeah, great play by the opponent, didn't help them at all, but it still was a very fun one to see. Anyway, we're going to see here, also, the Cresselia against us. After they lost the lead hard with a Wigglytuff, we're going to be able to just take this secondary matchup as well. And here's the thing as well, if you take a look at my backline, yes, Gligar double weak to Icy Wind, but we have shields. We don't really need alignment here. Like we can just stay in here, and every kind of advantage that I can take with my Skarmory against the Cresselia, I'm just going to take, because I don't really see the point of keeping my Skarmory around for too much longer than I need to, because again, against the Wigglytuff we're going to be fine. And let's say what the opponent going to have in the back, it's going to be the Annihilape. We have some lag as well, they got like a 3 or 2 free counters in there. And we're gonna have now the Wigglytuff against our Gligar. I should have most days swapped out into my Quagsire instead, to be fair. This was a little bit of a mistake by me. But it's going to be okay, because look at this, we can go for an Aerial Ace, and like, what does the opponent want to do here? Use no shield, then we're going to be able to still farm them down, hopefully. And if they would have used the shield, I would have been able to just farm them down with Steel Wing and got off like a Brave Bird or something. Like this, I can still try to go ahead and go for an Aerial Ace, try to get them a little bit lower. And this is looking very good. By the way, this video is going to be a little bit longer with 19 minutes, or like 20 minutes actually, more like this. There were actually way more battles as well that I did, also way more wins that I had with this team that are not in this video, just because I kind of want to keep it a little bit shorter, because I have so much gameplay with this team. This team was so amazing. I kind of had to just stop myself of using it. I'm so close to hit a legend as well, so hopefully with my next team I'm going to be able to do that. But this team was amazing, and this was way closer than I needed to have it, but like 1 HP there was enough for us. Honestly, Skarmory lead right now feels kind of like a cheat code. Here's the thing, I kind of am in a very tough spot here with my Skarmory against that Vigoroth. Why? I kind of want them to throw. Throw as soon as possible, because counter is resist on my Gligar, of course, going to be a better matchup for me, but I don't really want to hit like all those body slams against me, and so I will just take that Rock Slide from the opponent. They're very likely going to be able to go for 2 body slams here anyway, so let's see, first body slam coming through, we're going to be able to take, they can still go for another one. That Aerial Ace would have not knocked them out anyway, so basically the Aerial Ace should put them perfectly into farm range for like 2 or 3 more wing attacks, I would say, based on the damage output, and it is 2 more. Okay, that's fine. And so, at least we're going to be able to even get some more damage off against that Dragonite, get another Aerial Ace off before we're gonna go down, and that's gonna put them even into farmland range for Steel Wing of our Skarmory. So, Skarmory of course gonna come back in here, but we have to be a little bit careful with the switch clock, but the opponent stays in here. Actually, we can use a shield on a potential Dragon Claw. We have a Brave Bird stored, and we can go for the full farmland, but they're going to have in the back that Lantern, and that is not going to be too great for us, because while we're going to have a Mud Boy in the back, they're running Water Gun, and we don't have Mud Bomb. And so Stone Edge gonna get shielded from the opponent. Well played there for sure. We are gonna have to retaliate here with our own shield against that Surf. We're going to generate energy quite a bit faster than the opponent by 1.5 times the speed. We can still take this move here from the opponent as well. Going to be that Surf, and we can try to go for that big Stone Edge, hitting them for some shadow damage against them. And as you're gonna see, they're going to be perfectly into range, where an Awkward Tail is going to be enough to knock them out. And so we're going to be able to win the battle, as we still have our Skarmory lurking in the back. 1 Brave Bird, all it takes, and they decide to forfeit anyway. Next opponent, Annihilape in the lead. Actually, fairly neutral one for me. I don't really like the lead too much, because like they can win this one for sure if they play that correctly. But we're going to be able to always gonna get a shield advantage here, which is gonna okay for me, I guess. Sky Attack coming through, we can try our best at... Yeah, I could have even maybe swapped out eventually. I don't know. I'm gonna let the move go through. It's going to be that close combat actually, which is quite ridiculous. They're swapping out to the Greedent. I have to stay in here now, because very likely they are running the move Trailblaze, which would be super effective against our Pokemon in the back. And so I'd rather have the matchup here with my Gligar against the opponent than with my Quagsire, which would take double super effective from the Trailblaze. As you can see here, 2 digs should be enough to knock them out, which is going to be quite nice, because I think they only get to this 1 more body slam, as this should hopefully be enough to get rid of the opponent's Greedent. So let's see what they're gonna do next. So what do they go into? They decide to go ahead and go into their Skarmory, and we're going to be in a solid spot now with my Quagsire, but I'm actually kind of worried, especially with all the lag that's coming through here right now, that I am in a position where I don't know, like it's going to be a little bit tough for my Cresselia to still win this one. And honestly, I think I make a little bit of a mistake here. I should have just went and let the move go through here. This is going to be a Night Stage anyway, like it's guaranteed a Night Stage. And I don't know why I did this. Oh wait, never mind, it was not guaranteed a Night Stage. Apparently like they had even more energy, which I didn't know about. And so I guess it was an okay play by me. But also all the lag that's coming through is kind of ridiculous as well. Like you can see it in the gameplay here. We can still go for an awkward tail, but like it's not looking too good for us. We're going to have to swap out eventually as well, trying to get some energy on our Gligar, trying to go for a charge move, but we barely missed out of it. And I think maybe even this Aerial Ace, if we would have been able to get it off, would have been enough to put them into range for that Stone Edge. Stone Edge is going to connect, doing more damage than an awkward tail would. But yeah, exactly, one Aerial Ace is exactly what you needed here to win the battle, but it is what it is. Goslin in the lead. This seems to be a very positive lead for us, but it's actually kind of neutral. Like, you might not expect this, but Dragon Tail, honestly, like on paper, Dragon Tail is one of the best moves in the game. Kind of funny that basically nobody is running it because Dragon Breath is just like so tricky, I would say. Thanks to basically just the... Oh wait, we're actually going to be able to go for another move here, that's kind of nice. Thanks to the ability of a one-turn fast move to have a lot of good breakpoints and do a lot of damage against like even the resisted Pokemon, like something like a steel type Pokemon. If you're gonna be able to get like 2 or 3 damage on each turn, it's going to just chunk away a little bit faster than, for example, Dragon Tail does. It's just like the turn duration are actually more important in this kind of case than the stats themselves, because actually like on paper, Dragon Tail is better than Dragon Breath there, but like you don't see, for example, a Dragonite, which has access to both of them, ever run Dragon Tail because Dragon Breath is just better in practice, which is kind of ridiculous to be fair, but this is the thing as well. That's kind of the awkward thing about Dragon Breath. I actually would really like to see a nerf to Dragon Breath because I feel like it is quite a ridiculous move. But I feel like it's impossible to nerf this Pokemon, like this move, because as soon as you're gonna drop like one attack of it, which is like the only thing that you can really nerf it with, it's going to be all of a sudden completely garbage. And like it's like the awkward thing about one turn duration moves. You don't really have the flexibility in the current system of Pokemon Go that would allow you to really do anything with it, unless Niantic going to introduce like something like a half of a damage point reduction or something like this, but we haven't seen this yet. Everything is like, yeah, rounded stats, something like this, but maybe in the future, who knows. Anyway, we're going to see a Marowak coming in here. They're going to try to catch this move, didn't work out. We can win this battle quite easily. We still have a shield left, and they of course know about this as well, and so we're going to go for a Stone Edge. And this was actually quite a nice here, this set as well that we just finished was a 4-1. We're going to get a little bit higher up with that as well, and we can move on to the next opponent. Goodra. Goodra is quite a good Pokemon here to encounter, or is it? Not really anymore with the Thunder Punch, but the opponent makes a great call here, catching the move on the Galarian Stunfisk. I make a little bit of a oopsie-whoopsie in this game, I would say. What you're gonna see here is we're gonna be able to go for that Awkward Tail, not a double Awkward Tail. They're going to outspeed me to the Earthquake now. Afterwards, I'm not going to be able to get the Earthquake off, but I'm gonna use the shield here. So far, all good. We're gonna play it basically to the best of our abilities. We can go up to quite a lot more energy as well. Here, Awkward Tail is going to knock them out for sure. We're like one fast move away from a Stone Edge. And I was thinking, the opponent must know they're one fast move away from a Stone Edge. And so, I was going for the bait here. And I think just the opponent just didn't really realize. I don't know, because I could have just went for another Stone Edge here. And we don't. But good thing here though is the opponent's kind of forced to go for 2 charge moves to get rid of my Cresselia, and so all the energy that they just stored up is going to be gone, and now it's down to a 2 versus 1 situation. And weirdly enough, while it's 2 flying type Pokemon, they basically cover each other's weaknesses perfectly. And here we have basically one of the worst possible Pokemon I could have encountered, which is going to be the Lanturn. It's always going to be the hardest hitting move here they serve against our Gligar, but we're going to be forced to go for baits. We are literally forced to do this because otherwise there's no way of us winning this battle. We have to hit a dig against the opponent, but we also have to catch a move against the opponent as well here. So, Aerial is coming through, going to be able to get that second shield as well as he can catch the surf, so everything is kind of going our favor right now. We're still in a very tough spot because now they should be able to go for the full farm down here, but they swap out into the Goodra for whatever reason, which is kind of nice. And I'm going to be able to go for a CMP type Sky Attack. I would have, of course, for the Brave Bird instead if I knew it would be a CMP type, but I was expecting them to go for the full farm down, which they don't. And so I am in a great spot now because they don't have the energy anymore to go for a back-to-back surf. And honestly, at the end of the day, they can screw it up on themselves because now we can go for the dig. If they just went for the full farm down, I would have most likely lost the battle. But I will take this win and we can move on to the next opponent. We're going to have an Empoleon here now in the lead. Very bad for us, but we can swap out straight away into our Gligar. As we see here already, the opponent got like 2 or 3 free fast moves in there, again with the lag, which is just ridiculous, honestly. Like, what is going on? Like, the game is so bad. Like, the game was... Look again, even here. Like, this is the thing as well. All the bells are sped up by 1.8 times the speed. So, you see 1.8 times less lag here on your screen than I had on my screen. And it is still so ridiculous to see, like, all of those crazy frame drops. It is just so annoying to play like this. I don't know. I really hope there's something coming up for PvP in that regard, but there's no communication from Niantic whatsoever. And so, yeah, I'm a little bit frustrated as well with the current situation. I might make a video again about this as well, but I have to see when I find the time for that. As currently, I still have to do some university stuff right now. That's why I'm currently kind of hovering around, trying to do YouTube. But there will be a time. There will be a time where I have a little bit more time for YouTube again as well. Anyway, in comes the opponent, Empoleon here, gonna try to go for that Hydro Cannon. They have a Wigglytuff in the back, and I was like, at this point, this game is over. Like, what am I supposed to do? Like, I still have to deal with the Empoleon. Like, how am I gonna do that? The opponent's still gonna be able to take another Aqua Tail here, and so we're forced to go for a Stone Edge instead in order to knock out that Wigglytuff before they can go for anything. And now it's down to our Cresselia to still somehow do something here, but we can actually go for the Aqua Tail. Being a resistant move, it's not gonna do too much, but it's gonna do enough to actually put them into farm down range, and they're gonna go down. Second to last battle for today, we are going to have here quite a decent lead, quite an awkward save swap for us. Our backline is quite weak to a Azumarill, like all of our Pokemon kinda can't really deal with it, like Cresselia is kinda neutral, Gligar is definitely not neutral, but we're gonna get a shield here, and I'm a little bit worried about Hydro Pump. I've seen so many Hydro Pump variant of this Pokemon recently, but they actually have Ice Beam, which is totally fine, especially if they decide to go for another one here. And so, Ice Beam coming through, we're going to be able to just try to go for that big Brave Bird. And honestly, I make a little bit of a mistake here. After looking at the damage that I did here, I should have swapped out already into the Cresselia. Because, yes, I can catch the move now on the Cresselia, it's going to be the Ice Beam, cool. But I should have get like a bit more energy in before, because I had to take a move anyway. And if I left here with a ton of energy, I would have been able to go for the Stone Edge in time. But like this, I decided actually to go for the bait, which is definitely the right call, because I decided to use a shield now. And I tried to reach another move, which I'm not going to be able to do. I think if I went into my Cresselia a little bit earlier, I think I would have been a little bit better off. But actually, Awkward Hill would have two-shot them, which is kind of mad. They have a Registeel in the back, which is going to be quite a difficult Pokemon to deal with. But luckily, we're going to have that Gligar still there. And Gligar usually resists all the moves of the Registeel. And now we have to hope and pray. Please don't give me a debuff here. This would be so crucial if we don't get one. And we don't get one. And so, with this, we're going to be able to go for that dig. Super effective damage, non-debuffed stab move, going to do quite a lot against that Registeel, not taking the knockout yet, but we can take another hit, we can go for even Aerial Ace damage against the opponent's Registeel here, I would say, and we should be in a decent spot where they swap out into the Dragonite, and I decided to actually keep my Gligar around for whatever reason, because if I get this move off, I should be able to swap out into the Skarmory, get the knockout against them with the Steel Wing, and I have a Brave Bird stored now, which is going to be able to take out that Registeel, and that is going to be a good game there. Final battle for today. If you enjoyed this video, if you're still here, then shoutouts to you as well, man. Like, that is definitely quite an achievement to still stuck around here 80 minutes in. Would really appreciate if you leave a like, and of course, if you can check down there below if you're subscribed already. Feel free to subscribe. Like, it's free. It really helps me out currently, especially through the tough times of Pokemon Go. It is going to be definitely better in the future. Like, there is a little bit of hope still coming up with the next season, especially after like Worlds. I would imagine that the new season gonna get revealed on Worlds. Like, I would imagine during the Worlds release or something like this, we're gonna get already all the information for the next season so we can prepare. And I think it's going to be great for us as well. But yeah, anyway, final battle here. We're going to hopefully not encounter an Ice Punch. Yeah, Annihilape, like super rare to encounter an Ice Punch variant of it. Why? That's going to change quite a bit. And also we saw some lag there again that didn't really impact. We're still gonna get all the bubbles in, but as you're gonna see now, look at the lag there. It is ridiculous. Like, what the hell is happening here? We're gonna see the Ice Punch coming through again. We are kind of forced to wait out a little bit. But here's a good thing about Ice Punch. I guess we can now outspeed them with our Cresselia, but we kind of have to do quite a lot of things with our Cresselia now. We have to take down 3 Pokemon. First Pokemon should go down here with that Awkward here, exactly. We still have a shield advantage at least. We still have a... The opponent just forfeits? What the hell is happening here? We take that 5-0. And actually I climbed up a little bit earlier, more as well afterwards. But look at this. 2,926. What a day.